All right, welcome to part 2 of this Brimstone analysis video. We're going to jump right into the attacking portion of this map. So at this point, is this the reset? Yeah, this is round 11, so I think we're all, this is a pistol round. Yeah, we flipped. Stupid. So just like in the beginning, grabbed a stim pack, grabbed my ghost. This is my comfortable setup, and we're all just going to stack because I want to be stacked with as many teammates as I can, because when we come around these corners, or if I get the chance to throw that stim pack down, I don't know if I do here, but my idea here is that I'm going to smoke off the long shot so we can push up and we only have to worry about left and right shots. We'll see how this goes, but that's my thought. I'm putting down the first smoke so that they can't pop us from there. Viper's pushed way up out of nowhere. Got a few wallbang shots on him. Finish it up with a wallbang. Now we're stuck here. I don't want to be stuck here as long as we are. It sounds like someone, I think, had a sheriff down there, so it's a bit scary on the left. We really need to be moving up because I've used my only smoke, and now we have like 3. This is actually not a great place to be. It's a 3v3. We have no idea where we should be going as far as lines of sight. That's why we rotated around. I didn't want to push all the way through C long in that situation, because if I had pushed out, I would have had to check left, right, and forward, and then also on the right side of the bomb. So it was just not something we were comfortable with. We got the extra pick on the flanker because you knew there would be a flanker at some point, and then we did a quick rotation all the way over to A so we could try and plant before they could react. And we get just that. I take a bit of a off angle here, hoping that they don't check this, but also that I can just win the gunfight when one inevitably walks around this corner. Now we hear on the audio someone just took up heaven, so I'm trusting our Cypher to be able to take care of him, or if the Cypher does go down to him, if he jumps out onto the point, you know, that heaven will do nothing for them. He's gonna have to jump out. So Jet jumps out, doesn't even check. That was exactly what I was hoping for. And now I'm forcing. Now, this is how you play the bomb. I'm forcing that Cypher to go for that bomb. I'm just waiting to hear him. Give him a little fake out. Fake out. I just want him to get off the bomb because he faked it. Oh, he got off it because he knew I was coming. At that point, it's too late. Got the kill anyway, but it didn't matter if I picked up the kill because I waited. I forced his hand. He had no idea where I was. He knew I was around that edge, but he didn't have time to hunt me down. There was no reason for me to hold an angle or hold the bomb because I'll hear him. As long as you stay within range, where if you hear them start defusing the bomb, then you're fine. Even if he had faked out the bomb defusal, that's why I started shooting shots, just to make him think that I was closer than I was, to make him stop defusing. So I was just buying time. And then the right side of point, so we should just have to look at the first left in case. So here I specifically asked who had a Vandal here, and I took our Cypher player who had a Vandal too, because Vandal has the range and the one-tap potential. Some of us had SMGs, so I asked them to go through Garage because of that SMG range, and we were going to try and close in on C and stick a plant, because I've got the bomb and full smokes. Having the Vandals, I knew we'd have the longer range to push up on here, so we take out the Viper. It's a 3v3. I'm just going to move right in and try to plant. See the Cypher there, get the little pick, and the plant goes down smoothly. That's exactly how we wanted that push to play out. It wasn't quite as fast as we want, and we didn't want to end up in a 2v2, but the outcome was still exactly what I was personally going for. That's why I took the bomb for myself. I knew that I could get that plant down. That was a bit of a peeking problem. I should have had better crosshair placement and better recoil control there. That gunfight. I think I was busy looking at my radar, but no matter. Our Cypher has no problem cleaning that up, and the round goes to 7-7.
Don't start resting. Still what to do.
Okay, buddy.
Man, how do I get like 2 kills that game and we win and I still can't afford a Vandal after I bought it last game? What the fuck? I have to downgrade for doing well. Where are we going? So here I'm just kind of pulling what the team would do. I would probably like to push on A or C, but I'm just kind of wandering around. I've got an SMG. I don't think I was really thinking here. I should not have taken this SMG down C. So I'm going to rely. I think I asked him over comms. I wasn't really paying attention just then to what I was saying, but I think I asked him to be the first peeker because I knew he had that gun advantage. That's just a small thing to think about in a situation like that. There, we both just got banged right through the Viper walls. Unfortunate, but in that situation, I asked the Vandal player to be the peeker there because there was no reason for me to be peeking with SMG. So that's something to keep in mind. Pay attention to what I mean. The moral of the story here is I'm not sure if we clutched this round, but the moral of the story being pay attention to what your teammates are doing, specifically what kind of guns they have and where your setup is. You know, if you can't shot call for them and ask them to go somewhere, then you can play with them without having to communicate with them. Or to order them around would be a better way to say it.
I have to go with a what are we doing? Chin it up?
Let's go A this time.
We all running? Okay, we got one sniper. Everyone else is running short range.
I got pistol.
So sniper, just go long, and the rest of us can stack on. I've got full smokes.
Now you see there we have an alt player. I asked him to just go A long and check that Haven. I've got a sheriff, so I want to be a little bit closer. Don't want to have to take that mid-range shot and take a gamble on hitting headshots to the mid-range.
I'm about to do it.
We've cleared out A short, smoking off Haven for them just for the peak. And I smoked left side of the point so that I could get an easy line directly onto bomb and just have to look at this right here. And as you can see, that's where my crosshair is right there. Stupid of me, I didn't check the right. It was so long, such a slow one. That was just total garbage awareness there.
Where'd my gun go?
Big mistake on my part.
Behind us.
So now puts my team in a way worse position. If I had just checked that, we could have swung together, taken that Viper out, and then been with my smoke still up, ready to take the point. We also had a situation where two of our players, I came right out, but the guy behind me didn't swing with me, so he didn't pick up the refrag. And then the third guy with us didn't swing with him, so he didn't pick up the refrag, so he just lined up for that Viper. So unfortunate, but mistakes were made.
Like, it's not like if all three of us came out, we would have beat the one guy there, right?
And you can see this is where I asked them to, you know, just pay attention to that. It was still I think it was obviously still ultimately my fault there, my initial mistake, but it was sort of a bit of a rolling snowball of mistakes. So here I picked up the Spectre. I'm just going right back in with an SMG going through mid because I don't want to take a range like C or A. So, and we haven't been, I don't think I've pushed at all on attack. I don't think I've pushed through mid. So we're just kind of trying something new out here. I don't have the bomb, so I'm trying to just get some information before I push into here because there's going to be someone on the left or the right. Yes, we could refrag, but I'm just going to drop some smokes down
See the Cypher behind us.
just to close off some ideas. Now I heard some shots over here, so I chose to be the one to flank right around and look for the pick. Got flanked.
He got
Really wasn't expecting that Sage to come around back, but I kind of had to make a decision there whether I was going to go into garage or not. It just didn't play out for me. So at this point, we're down by 3, 10-7.
Yeah.
And this is an unfortunate situation because this is where when it's at 10, and especially in a public game, your whole team isn't exactly on the same page. You're going to want... At this point, I was kind of forced to buy, I guess. I would have loved to just like take a ghost and eat this round, but with it being so late, I really needed to do everything I could to contribute some kills to the team. So I went for the SMG. I really would have wanted to go look for the Vandal, just save up for the Vandal, get a quick save round in so we could come back in strong. But in this situation, okay, now that was a smart peek right there. My crosshair placement is a little bit too low right now. I'm clearly not paying enough attention. But I did check that left side. That's something you always want to do when you come into garage. Do a quick peek on that tight left because we saw earlier in the game I picked up 4 kills just by hanging out there. So
They're in window of garage. Careful. Watch it, bomb.
Oh, what the fuck?
so here that was just really poor placement on our Sage's part. His positioning was just, this whole thing just turns into a crap storm. Because that Sage should not have been standing right in front of the doorway when they knew that I had died in that garage. And then the whole team was just kind of waiting around looking for that garage pick, and they got flanked on and pinched. And that was just good stuff on the part of the other team.
SMG people.
This is where we kind of have to start tightening up and bringing out the comeback. 7 to 11. Economy is still crap. We really got to make something happen here, which I think we do. Let's see. Now we're doing 4C, 1B. I don't think there's a lot of thought that went into that. I don't think we should have had B hanging out by themselves, but
There's one mid window.
Walk on it. Nice.
now that was just such an aggressive push by Sage.
Really go through garage.
Really dumb on her part to just throw the slow and sprint out. I think that's what she'd probably been doing the last 2 rounds, honestly, because the last round she flanked around and came up behind us through garage.
Behind. Fuck, man.
And so I'm thinking she was probably thinking we weren't going to push C, so she was just slowing it, going to look for maybe the one pick on C, whoever was watching it, and just sprint around. Was not expecting to see so many of us there. So I picked up a bunch of kills there.
That Omen's one
Easy
shot.
clap round. Omen's like one shot here. I'm just going to plan and let team clean up.
He's gonna come around. Oh god.
Now it's a 1v2 here. It's actually a little bit tense, but I think we end up clutching this up. Got the bomb down. Throw down the stem, because if he tries to push on me, I have the firing rate advantage now. No reason for me to peek anything silly. Knew he was one shot. Just an easy pickup. And we're back in the game. Pick myself up a Vandal. Don't have to pay out. Gonna save a lot here. And this is where things start to turn in our favor.
For us, but I don't want to be redundant, you know.
And this is where I feel my most comfortable, because with a Phantom or Vandal in my hands, I feel way better. There's just too many holes when you're running a Spectre. I mean, it's fine when you're
Let's go B. Let's like push through.
when it's an eco round,
garage.
but
We can push through
just
garage.
too many holes in what you can do with a Spectre, or at least at my level.
Garage, but some of us can push through mid.
Now this is the first time we have not been pushing window here, so I just had the idea here to just check out mid. Now surprisingly, nobody's peeking it,
No one's peeking.
and that's what I think our Raze. I think I'd asked right before I came up. Our Raze had actually said that no one had really been holding this, and it was wide open. So this was why we chose to go in. See, I asked my Sage to swing with me. Oh, see him, and we just pinch him.
He got fucked up.
Now that situation was one where the Jet just I peeked the Jet. He didn't have the reaction time, and he panicked there. He just knew he had to get out because he saw 2 with us, and that was because the Sage swung with me. If I just lined up for him and walked in, got picked, then the Sage walked in and got picked, that would have been bad. But in that situation, I just gave him a quick little peek, got back out before he could react, and then we all just gunned him down.
Left side over there.
So I'm going to hold back because I know that Sage has been flanking from C. So that's some awareness from the past games you need to be paying attention to in your games. The Sage has been flanking around every time. So we've got people on point. I've got presence. I gave them some smokes. I'm going to give my stem beacon to our Sage, knowing that he's peeking that. Still a little bit worried about the flank. So they just went for the defuse. And I think I get a kill. Yeah, got a kill on that. Just that's the kind of reaction time you want to have with your ult. When you hear that diffuse go down,
Run.
throw down that ult.
Might be dead.
You're good. You're good.
And in that situation, always remember, pick up the operators. If the other team drops them, pick up the operators. I know that's a bit of a beginner's tip, but just a little add-on advice. Pick up the operator. Give it to someone else if you're not a good opper. Now, I'm not a great opper, so I wasn't super confident here. Not actually sure what I was doing. If I was really trying to take this very seriously, I should have
I'm opping it, so yeah.
tried to just go with Vandal and offered it to someone who was better. But in this situation on my team, I was feeling pretty confident because while we're still down by 2, in my head, I was thinking, I'm on top of the leaderboard right now. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to trust myself. So I do. And I think it goes pretty well. We'll see. See that nobody's here. I peeked it. I moved out of the way right at the last point when I should not have. I should have just been holding that angle when that upper peaked. Then we would not have lost our team there. This is a bad place because our bomb carrier died right in the middle. I have a smoke up, but we don't want to peek out because there's no telling what they're peeking. We need that bomb though.
I'm terrible.
We need that bomb.
This stinks. I don't know if we clutch this out because this is a 2v4. Luckily, Thinks picks up the kill there. Not really sure what this guy was thinking. Maybe he didn't have a great gun, but he just gave me that. He gave me a big kill, and if this swings in our favor, this is really bad for them. He just came swinging at me with a knife.
Still in that same.
Picking the op back up. Nailed the molly there. So this actually turns in our favor somehow. This is a bad situation that I have no idea how we got out of.
Someone else grab it.
At this point, I'm asking the Phoenix to grab the bomb because we're going to have to go somewhere. We've got 30 seconds. That's why I said go to B. I didn't want us both to just run in. While we could have double teamed the Viper, I didn't know exactly where she was. So it was safer to just reposition. Pick up the Vandal. Just want to play it safe. Don't want to be trying to op at B because everything's way too close together here. Just going to cover our boy here. Give him a little stem just in case he gets jumped. Can hang out right around it.
Coming in from this side.
Now I know she's just going to be walking in here, so she walks. She just walks right in. Pick up the kill. She wasn't ready for that. My crosshair placement should have been a little bit higher, I will say. Something I always think about. It's a habit that you get, especially if you play Battle Royales, you're used to just picking things up off the ground all the time. I played so many of those. It's a really bad habit. I keep my crosshair higher than a lot of people that are used to BRs, but I still think I could be better. Absolutely. So we're bringing this back here. I've got gobs of cash. And I'm feeling pretty confident at the top of the leaderboard, so I went for the op again.
So long.
Can't see any window on garage.
See there, I let him know that there was an op there. That was a bit of a conscious decision there. Yes, I wanted to pop that Cypher camera down, but I also, this is an easy pick right there. The Omen that was honestly just a bad choice on his part. I don't know if he knew that we were around there, but he was just trying to get the flank on us. Picking up some easy op kills here. When I took out, as I was saying just a second ago, when I took out that Cypher camera that was up here with the op, I did that intentionally with the op in hand, just because in my mind, I'm just letting them know we have a presence on C. Because my whole team's kind of pushing through mid, they're pushing through garage, B, not sure where we're gonna plant. You know, at that point, if I can't get a kill there, I just want to let them know that we have that presence there, so they're not trying to peek it, or they might think that we are trying to push it. We end up pushing through to garage, and it's a 5v1. This is going to be an easy cleanup. At this point, I just want to hold on to my op, so I'm not going to do anything unsafe here, or at least try not to. That's my thought process. I shouldn't do anything unsafe.
I feel like she does.
Because in the 5v1, you don't have to go for the glory. Just hold on to your op. Got a great economy, but you never know what happens. And I think the Viper at this position was just going to save her gun, so we're going to just pull right out of that.
Nice.
Good shit, good shit. She's like right next to me, I hear her.
So at this point, we've brought the game back to 11-11. I am very happy with that. I'm 32-15 here. Hadn't been having many good games all night, and honestly, this was my best game so far. So I'm feeling pretty confident here. Honestly, just knowing my playstyle and wanting to win, I should have been going Vandal there, but since no one else seemed to be opping a lot on our team, and or at least not successfully, I was sort of in the zone. I was feeling my aim, so I decided to hold with the confidence. I get my peak. Surprisingly, no one's peeking on their team. They might not have been able to afford an op at this point.
Oh, there's one here.
What are you shooting at?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I get screwed here and go down.
He won't peek. Here he comes.
This is a weird situation. Ooh, that was an ugly op shot, and that's what I mean by I'm not a great opper. Not something I'm particularly confident in. Should have easily hit that shot, but it was not to be. However, still in a 4v3 situation, so let's see if we actually pulled this out. I think we did, actually. Yeah, 3v2. Bombs down.
What are you doing? What the fuck?
Now, if you look at Blackstorm right here, who I'm spectating, doing the exact same thing we've been talking about, his crosshair placement is atrocious. Looking at the ground. Absolutely no reason to be doing that. That's a really interesting Molotov that he threw there. I guess he just didn't want them to walk through. Really interesting wall too. Honestly, at that point, the only reason he didn't die to that Viper was because she was running and shooting. So good on him. I'm glad we got that pick. But against a better player, he's dead. He's dead to rights. You gotta keep that crosshair placement up.
Oh, you're right.
I'm gonna
Ages.
Have they been putting anybody at B main?
Ages.
Millennia.
Literal ages.
Epochs.
Have they been putting anything at B main?
I don't think so.
So here we do have one round on us. So I actually decided to opt for the op again because I mean I missed that shot earlier, but we had a little something to play with. I'm having a great game. I just kind of want to show off, get a quick pick there, redeem myself a little bit from that last miss on that Sage, right? Right.
Also,
That was a bit of redemption, right?
Smoking. They don't have to.
And I was actually really surprised that Cypher peaked mid because they have not had someone peak mid this whole time. That was a result of us pushing through B multiple times recently that they actually sent someone there to peek it, and that was honestly his bad because he just sprinted across. I probably still would have picked up the shot,
My bad.
even if he just peeked it, but bouncing the molly off him.
Planting.
And here I'm just gonna watch A long.
Watching it long.
We've got to set up here. Now, if you look at the mini-map, pay attention to this when you're setting up on the bomb, especially when you have 4 people. We've got our Cypher watching A short, Sage is watching the curl, Phoenix is watching their spawn, and I've got an eye on A short, and I can rotate to anything here. That was a great setup. Unfortunately, it went very poorly. I picked up 1 kill. I don't think I can pick up anything else here. Yeah. Shorty, did the best I could. They were going to bring it to 12-12. That was just execution error on our entire team's part. I personally believe that was exactly how we should have been set up on the point. Maybe with a little more utility. I feel like I probably should have had more smokes out. If not, I might have burned them already. I might not have had them. The other people on our team should have been really watching. I mean, there could have been a lot of things we were doing with the abilities there, but unfortunately it seems like we had already either burned them or our teammates just weren't paying attention. So that was a collective just team fail there, but that was exactly how we wanted to set up. That was a good push. We got an early pick, rotated right over to A, took presence on the point. You shouldn't lose that.
Do it.
Now this is a smoke I like to do on entry into garage a lot of times.
Yeah, that's what she's
Been
doing
a
out
lot
there.
of the times.
Yeah.
Instead of just smoking off garage, putting a smoke right in front, so you're keeping anyone who's in the garage window from being able to see you cross. But you're also giving yourself an entry. I don't know if I entered garage there, but I allowed the ability to enter garage and get the element of surprise going left or right around the smoke. If anyone was sitting in garage. I didn't end up taking it there, but I gave it to my team if we needed it, and also just put down the smoke to show that there was presence there. So picked up the kill on the Omen. It's a 4v4. This is the final round. Smoked off both entrances because I want to move. This should buy me at least just a couple seconds, forcing them to walk right out of the smoke. Picked up the kill on the Cypher.
Right side, right side. Last one.
This is the final Viper. I just need to clutch this, and I don't.
Can our boy do it?
That was a crosshair placement issue. I did 117 damage. If I had just aimed a little bit higher, you know, she was on the box, wasn't quite sure. So, but I contributed, right? Picked up the assist. So we ended up pulling that out. Really long match, like 45-minute match, going all the way till the end. Those are just some of my thought processes when I'm attacking and defending, playing Brimstone. I felt like that was a pretty good game, a pretty high kill game, showing what you could do as a sort of in-game leader with your team and how to communicate with them, but also just kind of how I make micro decisions and where I do things wrong. As you can see, my biggest problem right now, but also specifically just in that game, some games I'm better, some games I'm not, trying to improve it all the time. But my biggest problem is just it's largely crosshair placement, which I keep pretty high, but sometimes I do slip on. I'm pretty consistent with it, but it should really be at the head. Keep your crosshair placed right where the head is going to be. Check those corners. Always have your crosshairs in the place where you're expecting people to be. Checking every corner. Always at the head. Crosshair placement. But more importantly for me, it's when I get into a position where I need to be clutch. If I'm not really focused, sometimes I can accidentally move while I'm shooting, which will throw my spray off. Or I just do not control the recoil well enough. It's a basic aim things. There are a few positional mistakes that I made across the board, but overall, our tactics and our positioning and decision-making skills got us there. It wasn't the gunplay. If anything, my biggest takeaway from analyzing that match was my own gunplay. Even though I pulled out a lot of kills in that match and made a significant impact in the game, and we ended up winning it, there were a few matches in that set where I could have easily pulled ahead and gotten a much bigger lead from just having a little better crosshair placement and spray control and not panicking. Just getting a quick spray, even that crosshair on the head, getting a quick crouch after 3 or 4 bullets fired from my Vandal, and that's an easy pick. I ended up shooting people in the groin a little bit too much, and the times when I did that were the times when we lost, or at least the times when I died. So that's my takeaway. If you guys enjoy the Brimstone gameplay and analysis, let me know, and I can do this more often. I'm trying to work on some map tips and ideas and general strategies on how to improve at this game. So if you guys enjoy this type of video, I'm probably going to cut it into 2 parts, half and half, so you guys can digest it a little bit easier. But if you guys like this type of video, please leave a like and a comment, subscribe, any of those things. Check out the stream, let me know what you think, share your ideas, come talk to me, let me know what you think about the game and how to improve at the game. And I will continue to do things like this. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.